well.
Started.
Okay, Edison D. from Japan. Okay, let's see. I played E4 last time, so let's try D4. Yeah, I played a few E4s in a row, so here we go. D4, C4. And what is this? This is one of those gambits. The Budapest gambit. It's a gambit where white can't keep the pawn. He can try to keep it for a few moves and might be okay to play like that. But eventually it's just no way for him to keep the pawn in the long run. So I think I'm going to play this move A3. That's to stop this bishop from coming to B5, B4 and giving this check, which is somewhat annoying. And I think I can play E4 here. Let's see. C4 will be defended by the bishop. The question is E3 or E4 the better move? It does create a hole here, but it opens up a line for this bishop. E3 would block in that bishop. So we'll see. We'll see if this is a good idea or not. It does prevent the push D5 for the moment. Okay, let's just get my bishop out and so I can castle. And now he's got nice pressure along this diagonal. I can play knight C6. And he can maybe double my pawns there, but he would have to give up his good bishop to do it, so it might not be a worthwhile trade. And I can play queen C7, or maybe bishop E3 and queen D2 and set up a battery. Okay, this is a little bit dangerous. He's double attacking my pawn on C4, and if I defend it with the natural move B3, this knight is loose, and because of that, he has a discovered attack of some sort. You could play knight here, check, for example, and I take it, and then he takes the knight, hitting my rook. Pretty annoying. Although that doesn't win material, so maybe I play that anyway. Does he have a discovered attack that wins material? Okay, pawn here. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Knight takes, bishop takes, bishop takes. He gets 2 pieces and a pawn, and I get 2 pieces. No, let's do that again. Okay, I play B3. He plays knight takes B3, attacking my knight. I take his knight with a pawn, and he's gonna win a pawn at least doing that. Okay, what else could I play? I could play queen to B3, just defending. Meekly defending. I guess knight. Yeah, it does attack B7. Knight to D5 might have been an idea there too. So now knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, and well, the knight's defended by the pawn as well as the queen. So okay, this is adequately defended. He can try attacking with another pawn because it is pinned, but I can take that with a knight. I guess the problem with a move like knight to d5 is he's always got c6 to chase it away, and after I move it, then I would be losing that. If I hadn't defended that pawn, I would be losing it. So maybe knight d5 would not have worked in the previous situation. Okay, so he defends b7. Now I think knight d5 is good. If it provokes c6, that's okay because that weakens the d pawn. Okay, now I could play rook c1. See if I can get my queen back over to d2 somehow. Ah, he does play that. Now, where does the knight want to go? He doesn't have to go back to c3. He could come over here to f4, hitting the bishop, and then he can come to d3 from there potentially. Okay, what's black got to play for here? Knight's hitting these squares, bishop here, this bishop. Still just hitting the pawn here. I need to move this rook off this diagonal. He might be able to develop his queen somewhere. It's not clear if I really want to take that bishop. It does open up the f-file. But I probably would take it. I probably would if he doesn't move it. And where is a good square to move it to? I guess that's the problem. He doesn't have a good square for it particularly. Though he could play bishop to bishop g4, bishop takes, knight takes, and then I have to move my bishop if I don't want to trade it for a knight. Okay, but he retreats back there, so I want to put my rook on the d-file. The question is, which rook? Well, the queen is already defending the c-pawn, so I wanted to get this rook off the this diagonal anyway, so maybe the f rook goes to the e-file eventually. It's not clear, yeah, if I want rooks on c and d or d and e in this position. Not clear to me. Okay, queen went there to defend the d-pawn, which was under attack. Let's see, the c-pawn is no longer pinned. Let's just challenge the knight. The knight doesn't that's a pretty good knight for black there. And I could even consider playing a move like f4 there to chase that knight away. And rook on the d-file allows me to play bishop to d4, challenging his strong bishop there. Okay, this is no longer pinned, right? So I can take. the knight too. But he takes here, I take there. And he takes back, and this pawn is hanging. But actually, that's okay for me. So what I'm thinking of is knight takes e5, pawn takes e5. Oh no, he throws in, instead of taking back the knight right away, he can throw in pawn takes here. But I can exchange queens and grab another pawn, or yeah, this has got to be good. I can exchange queens and take his bishop, so I'd be a piece up. So he has to do that. Now I can hit the bishop with f4. So I'm trying to remove the defender of d6 and remove one of the defenders. Again, if he takes the pawn, I trade queens and take the bishop. So he has to move the bishop. Okay, now I have to decide what to do about this pawn here. Okay, he hits the queen. That's a nice little tempo move. Can I interpose my bishop? So bishop c4, what's he going to play? Bishop takes, queen takes. Pawn takes, bishop takes. I think I can do that.
Server announcement.
So yeah, if he does this, I will grab the bishop. And then think, which pawn do I want? I can give up this pawn and win that pawn, and then possibly that pawn. So I can win two pawns, but he can take that pawn. So queen takes, bishop takes, rook takes, bishop takes. And I've got two pawns over here, and he's got two pawns on the side, which would be winning in the end game. But this is the middle game, and I've got my queen. Well, the queen takes here with check, and my rook is active here. This is
check.
Got to be good for me. Now, rather than give up this pawn on b7, why don't I move it? And if he attacks the pawn on b2 rather, b2, b4, and he can play bishop b2, and then I can grab this pawn, and he can grab the pawn on a3, and then this pawn will be defended. Or I could take here, bishop takes, and trade queens. Or I could interpose the bishop. So bishop here, defending the pawn. Maybe that's the simplest way to play it. Unless there's a tactic here that he has. Bishop takes, rook takes. This rook is loose at that point. I can throw in a check here.
Check.
And I can go here. Get away from the glare of that rook. Okay, so I'm a pawn up, and this pawn seems kind of weak. But I can't win it without losing this pawn at the moment.
Check.
Yeah, he's got checks. He does. And he defends his pawn. Yep, very logical. So if I go here with check, queen takes, rook takes.
Check.
Why don't I do that? Just simplify a bit. I'm getting low on time. And hopefully there's enough here to win. Could be a drawish, actually. But not enough of an expert to be sure. But offhand, it looks good to me. Offhand. So I'm just going to double my rooks. I'm going to play g3 to strengthen these pawns, and I'm going to move my king towards the center, and then I'm going to try and win one of these pawns over here. Or push these center pawns forward. But yeah, if I can double my rooks and get my king to f3, protecting there. And then I would be able to take that pawn. But actually, he can bring his king over to defend, so maybe that's never going to really happen. But still, g3, king, g2 to f3 seems like a logical plan. Just centralizing the king. Eliminating mating threats on the back row. And my opponent is running low on time. He's going to have to speed up if he wants to stay in the game. Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking about. I would just play king to e6 there. Okay, so he wants to bust things up a bit. Understandable, but he's going to be playing on the increment here. Yeah, go after my weaknesses. Let's play here. Okay, I'm going to play h3 here soon, just to give my king a way out.
Black forfeits on time.
Okay, well, I think I was probably winning here anyway. I'll take a look at this in the post-mortem. So I will upload this shortly. Hope you guys enjoyed that. See you soon. Bye.